Coming in on this fine Monday morning, and we're going to be replacing the clutch kit on a Skoda Octavia VRS. And the reason why we're changing it is because a concentric slave has burst and they've lost their clutch pedal. First thing, as always, get the airbox and the battery tray out of the way. Now we've got everything out of the way, we need to remove the gear cables, a few connections on the starter motor and this engine mount, remove the two back ones and leave this front one in, get it up in the air, and then everything else is from underneath. Before we fully raise the vehicles, we just need to remove the two front wheels. Now we've got the wheel off, we need to undo the 24mm dry shaft nut and also the M10s on the dry shaft flange through the wheel arch. Now we've got the vehicle fully raised, we need to remove the lower ball joints with the 3/16s either side, so we can get them shafts out. Now that the shafts are out, we need to remove this inner dry flange. The simple reason for moving this is because it won't squeeze past the engine if you leave it in, but we've got to just drain the gearbox oil into a nice little receptacle. Now that we've got the dry flange out, we need to make a start on getting the lower bell housing bolts out. Now let's get the top bell housing bolts. We've got an apprentice, and we'll just remove this last 18mm on the engine mount, well, the gearbox mount, and we'll just drop it down. Now we've got the gearbox dropped down, we can get the top bolt with a wobbly ratchet. And there we have it, that is one gearbox removed, and that is the failing component, the concentric slave. Let's get it off with 3/8mm. And there we go, that is the concentric slave removed, and we've also removed the clutch as well. Even though there's not much wrong with that clutch plate, we will be changing it regardless because it is false economy to have the gearbox out and not put a clutch in. Well, that's a bit of an inconvenience, as the clutch that I have ordered, I can't get it now till tomorrow. Nevertheless, so we'll carry on tomorrow. Eventually, Tuesday afternoon, my clutch kit has arrived, and it is a Borg and Beck one. Let's get this brand new concentric slave fitted to the gearbox. I tell no end of people, do not press them in and out. I know it is tempting, but do not press them in and out because you'll damage your seals in there. Right, that is a concentric slave bolted back up to the gearbox. You need to get your little lube tube, as I call them. You just literally put a little bit of lube on the shafts and work your way around. Right, let's get this clutch pressure plate cleaned up and prepped. I must have said this about 10 times now. Anyway, that's prepped. Let's get the clutch plate aligned up to the pressure plate. And there we go, that is the clutch plate and pressure plate married back up to the flywheel. We've also locked it so we could torque it up to 20 Nm with an Allen key through the bell housing hole. Right, let's get this gearbox now married back up to the engine. I'm not going to show you all this boring bits, I'm just going to skip straight now to the bleeding process. Right, now we're back at the top, we need to get the clutch pressure bled. Get your pressure bleeder set to about 2 bar, that is perfectly healthy. And there's a little bleed nipple down here, a little horseshoe clip, pop it out. And the little nipple should turn 180 degrees, and you will see the brake fluid coming through to the bleed bottle. Leave that for about 10-15 seconds, and all the air hopefully should have left the building. Now we've finished bleeding the clutch, let's get it all built back up. And there we go, that is all back together. Let's get in the car and give it a try. And there we go, now we're in the car. Make sure you give your clutch pedal a good couple of pumps. Give it a start, so we can select gear. There we go. Absolutely perfect. And there we go, that is one clutch replacement on a Skoda Octavia VRS. All I've got to do now, torque the wheels up, take it down the road and get it sent.